Are you too busy to get started with something new or to pick something up that you were doing before? The answer is you might be busy, but you're not too busy. To say that you're too busy to start something implies that you're definitely going to be less busy in the very, very near future. And for most of us, that's not the case. There's always going to be something else on, something more to do, family, work, general health and fitness and things like that that we're already prioritizing. Maybe it's sport. These things are always going to be there, and life's going to throw more and more challenges at you. So unless you're literally about to retire, and to be honest with you, most of the retired people I speak to are busier than when they were working, there's not going to be a time when you are less busy. So if there's something that you know you need to do and get started with, I recommend you look to getting started as soon as possible. Alex Hormosley recently said in one of his pieces of content that you might think you're busy, but there's someone else even busier out there getting more done. And ultimately, a lot of busyness comes down to priorities. Now, I prefer lifting weights, playing sport and things like that than actually doing Pilates, although I do enjoy doing Pilates. It's not my favorite thing, but I prioritize getting in Pilates because without that, I'm not going to be able to do all of those other things, and everyday life is going to eventually start to get more difficult for me. But it tends to be that things like this, the extra things that we need to bring into our lives, fall by the wayside and fall down the pecking order of priority over things we want to do more. That might be going out, that might be focusing more on work, that might be spending time with family, and all those things are great. However, sometimes you need to do something to actually reassure your longevity in doing those things. If work's really, really busy, but there's no sign of that quieting down and reducing those stress levels, is that going to be feasible to keep doing that forever? If your back's hurting and it seems to be getting worse and worse, and you're exercising and maybe you're doing, you're playing sports or lifting weights and things like that, but the back is gradually getting worse, at some point you've got to do something about that. If you're spending hours and hours and hours sat down at a desk all day and you know it's having a detrimental impact on your health and on your body, you've got to do something about that at some point. A couple of personal examples from me. When I actually decided to train as a Pilates instructor, I was working roughly 50 hours a week in a business development role for an insurance broker. On top of that, we just moved house and that house needed a lot of work. My other half, for a better opportunity, had taken a pay cut at the same time that we just doubled our mortgage, and I decided to throw in the mix that I was going to become a self-employed Pilates instructor, and had to go through the training and everything else whilst all this was going on. But at some point, you've just got to do something. I decided then I was going to go for it. It did feel like the worst possible time, but I just had to get going. Best thing I ever did. Another example for me is like right now. So I've joined a business mentorship to help me grow my business and grow my community of subscribers. At the same time, juggling life, being quite a present dad with my two kids, which, I mean, my eldest has just turned 3, and the younger one is like 17 months old, so it's absolute carnage. I'm also trying to keep on top of my own health and fitness, actually delivering quite a few sessions per week. And aside from that, I'm actually training as a GP referral exercise for health management practitioner, and also my back pain specialist qualification, which I'm literally doing right now. So on top of the mentorship and the studying and the workshops that I have to go to and the assessment and the juggling the kids and the actually delivering my sessions and looking after the members of my community, it is a full-on time, but got to keep doing it. Got to keep on top of my health and fitness as well. Got to get in my own Pilates so that I can keep doing all these things. Because if I just put it off until I'm less busy, I don't really see there's a time that's actually going to happen. So that's just a couple of personal examples from me. I'm sure you can relate in your own life. If you are thinking you are too busy, you're probably going to be able to find time somewhere. The first thing I'd say is you've just got to start, even if it's only a small amount of whatever it is towards what you're trying to achieve. Start now and start small and slowly build up over time when you realize that you can do it. And if, for example, it is exercise or Pilates specifically, or anything else really, even if it's running, start small and slowly build up. Try and find a little slot in your schedule. Specifically with Pilates and things like that, it's going to be following an online program at home or at work to fit around your schedule. And that's why on-demand exercise or on-demand Pilates can be really, really helpful in getting you started to look after your health or look after the problems that you're having, because you can do it anywhere, anytime. So hopefully this has inspired you in some way to start whatever it is that you are putting off. If that is Pilates, then feel free to jump into the free trial of my on-demand Pilates community and membership. You really can't afford to wait for the right time. I wouldn't wait for the perfect conditions because they'll never happen, Just get started today with just 5 minutes and it could be life-changing. Thanks very much for watching this video. I hope it has been helpful, and if you have any questions or anything else, please feel free to get in touch with me directly. All my details are in the description. Thanks for watching, and I'll speak to you again soon.